Medical units stand by. 30 seconds to contact. 20 seconds. 15. 10. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1.
We got him. Let's go.
Welcome to all you art aficionados and comic book connoisseurs to another episode of Proof of Comics number 55. Tonight we have a very special episode with Christy from Flip City Magazine. Tonight we're going to find out is this magazine a psyop? Is it, Christy? We need to know.
Yes.
On the bottom. Aha! You heard it
Yes,
here first, ladies and
we
gentlemen.
psyop you into laughing.
All right, we have our answer. Good night, everybody.
Yeah. No, I came here for the grilling.
Well, you're not going to be disappointed because we have, speaking of grilling, we have our grilled sandwich right here. James, who's usually known as the Legal Lizard. And James, for the longest time, was our co-host who had no intro, but I found an intro for you, James.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Here it is.
I get it, because I got a dog, and in general, Lord of the Rings.
There you go. I figured you're kind of like the world dominating type, and you're probably, you're probably doing something with your pugs to take on the world, I would imagine. In my mind canon, my head canon. That's the way I see things.
Well, he's a Frenchie, and he's right next to me.
French dog.
Okay. So really it's more about you like cute things. Like
Everybody
friends.
does. And I have gone through my metamorphosis, and I am now the lizard lawyer.
There we go. Our legal representation. And this stream almost did not happen because we had legal issues due to one of our rules being no girls allowed, Christy. But so we had to go through a lot of legal loopholes to get you on and allow a girl finally on. And we hope this is not going to set a precedent. We're not going to start having girls every week on the show or nothing like that. But Christy's a special case because, I'm saying be right back, Frederic. So that's interesting. I'm talking to myself now. It's not the first time, but yeah. So
well, I feel extremely welcome now. Thank you.
Well, it's a pleasure. We had you on the Comicsgate Commandos, and we had a lot of fun. We had laughed a lot. And I wanted to have you on, but I wanted to make sure that I got a copy of the magazine to look it over, because for me, this is kind of the spiritual successor of Mad. You don't mind if I flip through it, do you, on stream?
I don't mind at all.
Okay. And I grew up like reading Mad magazine. It was kind of the main thing I was reading. I lived on a military base for the longest time, and it was G.I. Joe and Mad magazines, and it was so hilarious. I used to love their humor. It was filled with jokes, like incredible. And they've been bought off. I mean, they belong to Warner Brothers. It's like the soul is gone. I don't even know if they exist anymore. I haven't paid attention to them in the longest time. But
As well, you shouldn't.
right, it's
Because Flip City exists now, of course, but they're still publishing stuff to put on the racks, but they're just republishing their old stuff with new covers.
yeah. I mean, even back in the day, they used to have like collections of all their, because they're really, really old. Like it goes back to the Frederic Wortham Seduction of Innocent period, because Mad was a comic book at one point, and they had to flip. Well, it's not a play on words, but they had to switch to a magazine format to avoid the Comics Code Authority, who were cracking down. They kind of destroyed all of the horror comics, all of the humor comics. Hey, Omer Glitch, how you doing, man? If you want to hop on, you got the link. Feel free to hop on as well. Is this He-Man Haters Club? Is it? What? I love He-Man. What are you talking about? Where did you get this wrongful, hateful information? Someone's trying to destroy our reputation here. So it's been going for such a long time. Do you want to give us kind of a little bit of an origin story, Christy? Like, how did Flip City come about? How did you decide to start a magazine? And what was kind of the early days like to get this off the ground and started? Because it can't be easy getting a bunch of artists together and working on a magazine. Like it's like herding cats, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it is still kind of like herding cats, to date, but we've built strong, trusting relationships with our artists at this point. We've been doing it since 2020, so we're in the middle of our 5th year publishing, but we didn't start with the artists. It was all Scott, my husband, the mad mind behind Flip City, that did the first 3 issues all by himself. He wrote and illustrated all the first 3 issues. But as far as getting it off the ground, we were tremendously blessed with finding a couple of YouTubers that had decent sized audiences that they really motivated to go buy the magazine. We started networking kind of more in the freedom oriented podcast realm, news commentator, people that had a sense of humor, and sent them magazines. They loved it and told their audiences. One in particular, and I still credit him to this day for us still keeping a decent subscriber base, was Salty Cracker. We caught him right before he exploded into a large platform, a large YouTuber, and threw him decent money, to super chat us, because what I was doing was I was going around knocking on doors, asking people if we could sponsor them, give them, a few shillings and have them mention us. But Mrs. Salty, who basically does all the business side of their operation, said, "Oh, we don't work like that. You just super chat us and we'll talk about you." And I said, "Okay, well, let me send you a magazine and then I'll super chat you." I did that and sent them, a couple $100, but Salty did love the magazine, by the way. Couple $100. Salty said stuff out loud, held the magazine up, showed his audience, and said, "Hey, we're in a culture war. This is culture warring shit. This is a magazine that makes fun of everything that we hate, and so you should go check it out." And the Salty Army is insane and showed up in droves. So that launched us pretty quick, to the point of even us not if, hindsight's 2020. I would have spent all the money that we initially had with the salty cracker, shout outs much more responsibly, but we were learning the ropes,
Right.
how to advertise and all that kind of stuff. But no regrets, no regrets, I guess.
In this case, hindsight is literally 2020 because that's when you started.
It wasn't exact. Wow, I didn't think of that.
And
You're
see,
fast.
that's why I think like I must have impregnated a girl somewhere because I have so many dad jokes. It's like it cannot be just a coincidence. But when you started, like, wasn't humor and comedy completely outlawed in that period? Wasn't it the darkest of times where you could not
Yes.
say a joke?
Well, and that's exactly why we decided to launch it, was like, wow, comedy, you've got all these comedians out there on apology tours, and we need to do so. Now, that's the thing. We were never going to be stand-up comedians. Like, I could not handle that bullshit. Like, I literally probably would have hung myself by now if I tried being a stand-up comedian. Same thing with Scott. But with the talents that we have in-house, we knew that we could do a satire magazine because both of us grew up with Mad and Cracked. Scott more so than me. He studied Mad and Cracked like cover to cover when he was a child all the way up through adulthood and knew how to, kind of knew the formula and the format and how to write satire. And it's just proven to be true over and over again. And of course, the magazine has changed and matured since 2020. It used to be a thinner magazine. We used to do, kind of a lot of self-referential, self-deprecating type of humor. And it's not so much anymore because, that's been said and done. But anyway.
Come up with satire headlines when the actual headlines look like a satire in and of themselves.
Yeah, and that was the challenge as well. It's like, well, how are we going to do satire these days when it's kind of hard to tell, what's satire and what's what's not. And our answer usually is we're just going tremendously outrageous. However, there's been certain circumstances where people think what we're publishing is real, and I'll give you an example. We did an animation that was originally published in print. We did an animation of Elmo getting vaxxed, right? And then we put it on. Do you remember Clout Hub? Did any of you guys ever join Clout Hub, that social media platform?
No, I don't think I got that one. No.
Okay. Well, it was not. It was short lived. I bet you there's still some people over there. Anyway, we did the animation. We posted it on our YouTube. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to go put it on our new Clout Hub. And this is like major, like it's only like conservatives over there, right? So I posted on Clout Hub and there's people flooding the comment section, yelling at us at how we're propagandizing children into getting vaccinated, blah, 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 because they thought it was real. Because they didn't watch the whole video. Elmo dies at the end.
Yeah, that's the internet. You just look at the first 3 seconds and then you judge and then you start getting angry and posting as quickly as possible.
Or, somebody you follow doesn't watch to the end, gets angry, does a post, and then you go over and comment on, the video without watching it at all. It's, ew, the internet puke. It's why I love that we're a print magazine.
Yeah, like I was reading it in the coffee shop today, and one of my friends came over and he says, "Wow, I didn't know they still made print magazines." Right? It's not something that's common now. Like it's almost a rarity in this day and age.
I gotta admit, I do miss them. You know how you said I was making you nostalgic earlier? Just thinking about flipping through magazines when I was a kid's got me going now.
Oh yes, I'm a book collector, and I also have some magazines as well. The ones that actually make me stop when I'm flipping and just look and smile is the cigarette ads. They're the best.
Oh. Yeah, those are outlawed now and replaced with big pharma ads.
Right, which are much healthier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will keep saying Winston Cup until my grave.
Oh, that's what is that? An old Winston commercial? The cigarette commercial?
NASCAR. It used to be called the Winston Cup, but then same
Wait,
thing with the ad. They couldn't advertise of sporting events, so the Winston Cup.
do you have an ad in here, Elmer Glitch? Does he have
He
an?
does. He won that ad.
Hold on, I gotta find it in the back. Where?
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, dude! Ha! That's so freaking cool, man. Oh, you got his character Glitch right here. That is freaking awesome.
You know what's also awesome about Omer when he submitted that ad or when he submitted that ad, he said, "Hey, I know this image is like really spicy, salty. So if we need to change it to something else, let us know." I'm like, "Oh, you don't know what Flip City Magazine is, do you?"
Right?
Yeah.
So from the early days with just you and Scott for the first 3 issues, how did you roll in new artists? Like, how did you capture them in a
Oh,
van and bring them to your basement and lock them up? How does one acquire new artists like that?
okay. So that I think is a fun little Flip City lore story. Is our big plan from the beginning, even though we knew Scott would start it off and do as many issues as we needed to do just in house with the talents that he has. But one of our big concerns was vetting because we are a 100% censorship free anti-establishment magazine who isn't like the friendliest to like all the woke crowd bullshit. And the arts are filled with crazy insane leftists that want you dead, right? So we're like, how are we even going to approach people, because we were not dialed into any kind of artist network or anything like that. But I'll bring it back to Salty Cracker. That's what did it, was when Salty Cracker started talking about Flip City Magazine on his channel, artists started approaching us and saying, "Hey, oh my God, I can't believe this exists. Like, this is so exciting." And started submitting, their portfolios or submitting already finished stuff that they wanted to have published in the magazine. And so just from there, our network started building out and growing. What's funny is even before we found a single, I'll never say Gab never did anything for us, because our very first subscriber, before we even basically mentioned the magazine was a thing, except for we posted on Gab, is our first subscriber came from Gab, and now he writes for the magazine. He was one of the first writers for the magazine.
I
So
haven't heard
besides
about
that,
Gab in
mostly
forever.
I know, Gab. Bleh. I hate all social media.
Yeah, I mean, I started having fun with Twitter lately. Like ever since Elon took over, I found it more pleasurable. But yeah, it's got its downsides for sure.
Well, and honestly, I only say bless social media because I have what I've diagnosed myself with, social media anxiety. So, yeah. It's because, it's that whole dopamine thing, right? I've always wanted to avoid it, but it's unavoidable.
Oh yeah.
When you get more likes and tweets, you're like, all right, that's cool. And when you get none, you feel bummed.
Well, it's
And
almost exactly right. It's like it feels like a trap because you kind of need to be on there to exist nowadays, because that's how you attract new readers, new followers, make contacts. Like so much is happening through social media, through Twitter and YouTube nowadays. But like you say, it becomes an addiction. You're like, why didn't my cute kitten pic not get like 200 views? What's going on?
right.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Leaving the studio. Sorry for any kind of echo or feedback. I'm here on my PC now.
Good. Yeah. Welcome.
Oh, except for I can't hear you. Hold on.
Okay. We'll let you have time to. While you do that, we're going to have our obligatory. So we have our mascot here called Sabrina. Do you know Sabrina Soleno? So we have our contractually obligated to play a Sabrina clip. every show here. So here goes. There you go.
Yay.
And yeah, so you were saying you got your first contributor through Gab, who's now still writing with you for you guys, right?
Yeah, in fact, he wasn't our first contributor. It took us a while to realize he was a writer. But here is one thing I do like doing with social media. And I like.
Oh, did you freeze? Oh, I think you froze there, Chrissy.
I thought it was me there for a second.
I thought it was me too.
Well, maybe you guys froze too, but you look fine to me. I think
Yeah,
Christy
it's
froze.
frozen on my screen.
Not in this weather.
Yeah, right. It's freaking melting here. So let me send her a quick message.
Yikesy.
You froze, Chrissy, which must be refreshing in this hot weather. But we'll give her time to come back.
Shazbot.
Was it the Sabrina clip? Was that too hot? Was that too much?
It's hot around the world, I take it.
Yeah. Since we're on the theme of women today, let's take time to address a new problem that women have been having in the world today. So there's 2.5, almost 3-minute clip here, but this is addressing a new issue that women have been dealing with and living with, unfortunately.
It's fresh because it just happened, but my wife and I just went to the grocery store right by our house, just to buy junk food and stuff, because we're really tired. Just wanted some sweet treats. And we were walking down an aisle, and there were 2 guys that walked up next to us. Peyton walked away. My wife walked away for just a second, and they were snickering to to themselves or something. And I didn't really think much of it, so I'm just looking at the candy aisle trying to decide what candy I want. And he walks by and gets inches from me and just rips one, farts this far from me. That's disgusting to say. I can't even believe I'm having to say this, but he did. And about that time, Peyton walked up, didn't witness what happened, but seconds later, and I'm upset, and I follow after him, and I was like, is there a reason? You were just so disrespectful to me. Called you a bitch. Come here. And he, never felt so dehumanized.
Not only did he fart on her, when she confronted him, he said, just walk away, you fucking bitch. And apparently a wonderful lady who stood by, witnessed the whole thing, said they walked around the corner to her aisle away from us and called us fucking gay bitches.
Right before I walked up. So he calls me, he's like, just go away, you fucking bitch. You were staring us down. You were staring us down. I was like, I was looking at the candy. What are you talking about? He's like, we saw you staring us down. And I was like, no one was staring at you. And then Peyton was like, hey, just let's go. And I was just about to turn. And he goes, yeah, just get out of here, bitch. And then he goes, bitch, like with both of his hands up here, and kept calling me these names, right? So at this point, I don't feel safe. So I walk away. This lady who witnessed everything, she walked away with us, and we go to customer service. And this is Albertsons, putting y'all out there. This is Albertsons, by the way. And go to the customer service to be like, hey, this just happened. I was just disrespected in your store and called names like several times. And the security guard went and talked to him, came back, and they all just kind of looked at us and was like, well, can't y'all just leave?
There you have it. This is the world we live in today.
Clearly a case of toxic flatulation.
Latulation can happen to anyone at any time.
It could even happen to you.
It was a drive-by farting.
Sounds like a PSA now.
Biological assault is real, people.
Now, I have to ask, is that an actual thing, or was that a
Welcome back, Chrissy.
Sorry, I'm back on my phone for now.
Okay. No, it happens. I mean, listen, the powers that be do not want us to talk about humor. They want to keep the world stale, humorless, and dramatic, and to keep us in fear.
Don't worry.
Yes.
Gay Frenchness caused my power to go out right in the stream yesterday. So
Gay Frenchness?
yeah.
Wait, do we have more than one gay Frenchman here?
Wait, what? Say about being a Frenchman. What are you talking about? Speaking of which, we have Omer Glitch coming in. Ooh,
What's up,
la, la.
Omer?
What's going on, everybody? Hello.
Hey,
Hello,
how's it going,
Christy.
man?
Hello, Sandwich.
What are you working
Sandwich
on
boy,
today?
James.
Is that
Yes, sir.
a napkin sandwich you're drawing on, Omer? Do you
This is
having in a square format today?
yeah, doing some small ones. This is one of Rex's characters, Lady of the Night. She's like a spy in the 40s or 50s.
Interesting. Well,
With
I
her-
really enjoy those 40s, 50s sorts of
with her
noir
witching ways.
comics. Yeah.
She's using her cat to try to infiltrate the Nazis. The Nazis.
wait, is that a metaphor when you say she's using her cat?
Yeah. Her putty cat. She's trying to use her putty cat.
Yeah, I can read between the lines.
Yeah.
Tell us, how did you get
Well,
your ad?
She's getting it between the lines.
Hey, how did your ad get into Flip City? How did you find out about them? And that looks even sexier. Wow.
Ooh, that's a beautiful piece of art there.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Nice.
So I was hanging out with these guys over on the Madness Network on their open draw streams, hanging out with those peeps over there. And Christy came on, and at some point after about a month, maybe or so of hanging out over there, I was like, hey, so Christy's here. She does a magazine, and I suggested a contest over there. And then we were off to the races at that point. And Christy's like, hey, well, everybody that's here, right? We could do a contest with all the artists on here, and maybe we could, Christy, we could do an ad or something. Prize or whatever. So
now hold on. You suggested a contest, and then you
Yes.
won the contest.
I
that you
fully
suggested?
credit Omer and then secondarily Levi and Pops Van Zandt for making this happen.
This
And
sounds
then mostly me after that.
and there's the artwork I submitted.
ooh la la. See, there's nothing gay about being French. I don't know where you guys are from.
I love that we had to backtrack to that.
We do call
No,
back.
you have You have a Pepe Le Pew. He's always trying to bang 24/7. I love that guy.
Yeah. We need more of him. I don't know. All the old school comics were so much better. I'm glad you're bringing it back, Christy. I almost called you Kitty. That's your mysterious coworker that we never see.
Yes, exactly. Well, actually, it's kind of like I decided today, after you tagged Kitty over on Twitter, and that's totally not me in a wig. That it's kind of like a Smeagol Gollum situation, but we're both fighting over who gets to be Gollum. Me and Kitty. Yeah.
Is there a ring involved?
Yeah, my wedding ring. She keeps trying to steal my husband.
Ooh, that's not good. Or is it? Maybe it is.
So Christy's the lady in the streets and Kitty's the freak in the sheets, right? So Scott gets the best of both worlds.
As much as we can build the lore up, Omer, I like it.
Right.
You're learning so
All
much.
All I know is Scott's the winner. Scott's the winner in the whole thing.
Yeah, he is. Which, by the way, so the first time I put that costume on, because I was, taking photos for the magazine and stuff like that, and I come out and I say hi to him. He's like, "Holy shit!" And he starts talking to me. He's like, "I feel like I'm cheating on you."
Oh man, that must have been a good time.
Yeah.
Good time. Way to go, Scott. He's got 2 women in 1.
Yeah. He's a lucky guy.
2 chicks in the same wig.
Yeah.
And so you're
anyway, hey, if you don't mind, I would love to just tell people a little bit more about that collaboration that Omer came up with. And
yes,
he shows the spread from volume 24. That's the first one that's been fully published and in people's hands. But yeah, what it was, Omer and some of the guys, and I was not privy to this conversation, but apparently Omer brought it up that, hey, why don't we do some kind of collaboration? And so it was determined that what would happen was Flip City would propose a topic, this group of live streamers, but it's also a contest open to anybody. You don't need to like live or anything like that. But we propose a topic and then people draw on it and then submit the illustrations. They don't have anything to do with the writing. And after that, after the illustrations are submitted, we put out a public poll for people to vote for their favorite. Omer's an awesome cheater and will win every time.
Clearly, he rigs the game. I'm watching you, Omer. I'm watching you.
Yeah.
But then from there, so whoever wins the contest gets a 1/4-page ad run in the same volume, that the contest is being run in. And so that's how Omer's ad got placed in volume 24 of Flip City. And then we've done another one that will be published in volume 25. And we have one running right now, which Omer, I think is super hilarious that you brought up Pepe Le Pew, because the current topic right now that people could submit to me, please. Submit to me.
I see what you're doing there. Subliminal programming there happening, Christy.
It's against the He-Man Haters Club bylaws to not submit to any woman.
See, that's why we have rules against no girls. You see, that's what it
yes,
is.
I completely understand your rules, and I'm super sorry for but here's the thing, I go on live streams to fuck everything up, so it works.
Clearly.
Right.
Anyway, so anybody that does want to submit, what the topic is classic cartoon characters in modern situations or problems. So, for example, we have a submission of Pebbles having an OnlyFans with Fred and Wilma not knowing what the fuck they're, to do, and they're super angry.
Oh my god!
Oh no, not Pebbles.
Yeah. So when you mentioned Pepe Le Pew, I'm like, oh dude, he has a porn addiction.
No. My Pepe Le Pew would be at the supermarket farting in front of women.
Oh, dude, clearly. And I would think he'd be like more of the, Andrew Tate kind of, he'd be pimping out. Like,
and the girl would be crying, "Oh my God, he ripped one in front of me." And it's his stench that's trying to attract women, right? But he's hitting on lesbians, so he doesn't know that they don't like men.
Oh, I like it. Well, so Omar, are you going to participate this time? I hope you do.
No, because it's rigged.
Well,
I'm gonna try to give other people a chance. I don't want to keep winning.
How about Pepe Le Pew as a Hollywood producer?
All right, the casting couch.
Ew, that sounds really slimy.
Yeah, I think he'd be producing the porn and not just being addicted to it. Something tells me.
Right. He's at the desk. There's a couch. It's a white couch. There's a bunch of black guys behind it. And it says Pepe Le Pew, and then in quotes it says what's the name of that guy from Miramax Studios? The big Hollywood producer that got slammed.
Harvey Weinstein.
Even though it's Harvey Weinstein, yeah, it would be in quotes. It'd be Pepe, quotes, Harvey Weinstein Le Pew.
Exactly.
And all of that was bullshit. There was only one chick who tried to, or there was two, right? But they made it seem like all these women, and it wasn't even for like sexual.
Are you on
assault.
the side of Harvey Weinstein?
No, I just read this article that I read this article that gave what the actual law case was that they got him under. Like it wasn't about sexual assault. It was about.
Isn't Candace Owens on Weinstein's side now? I heard that she came back saying it was all a mistake. He's been wrongfully convicted.
Really?
It's the world is
there was
so
some stuff that came out
now.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and
she's
it was
a strange one in general. I don't trust her. It's a sad one.
Yeah.
It was all like the height of the Me Too movement, and that's what the media played it out as, but that's not what actually he got put in jail for.
What was it?
I can't remember. Let me check.
Tax evasion.
Real quick.
How about the Tasmanian devil being used as a Pokemon?
Okay, well, why?
Oh, you said in modern situations, right?
Yeah.
Pokemon's a big hit right now, so imagine Taz popping out.
Oh, gotta catch them all, and he's spinning around. Can't catch me.
You'd have to involve FEMA at some point. There has to be like FEMA.
There you go. FEMA suing him.
Go ahead.
One of the things that came out about the Harvey Weinstein thing is he only has one. No, he doesn't have any testicles, and all the women that said that he sexually assaulted could not describe his penis and his missing testicles. So those all got thrown out, and what he got arrested for was I'm trying to find it.
This man has no balls.
Wow.
Yeah, he doesn't have any.
Ghostbusters.
Why doesn't he have any balls?
Hollywood does that to
when he
you.
was a kid or something. Yeah, he got sick when he was a kid or something, and one of them got infected or something, so they had to remove him, something like that.
Whoa.
So he hasn't had testicles since like his late teens or early 20s.
So he's gay.
I don't think that happens necessarily, but like Weinstein was like responsible for like 90% of the good movies out there. Like his company with his brother,
Yeah.
they were the only ones that were doing like mid-budget movies. Like they were the one who financed all the Tarantino films. Every film that was like, an Otter film, like that was not a big blockbuster film, was kind of going through them. What was their name of the company? Was it Touchstone or something? I forget.
Miramax.
Miramax, thank you. Yeah. Wow, the plot thickens.
Yeah, this is interesting information I never knew.
See, we're learning a lot. This is an educational channel, Chrissy.
I need to check in more.
Doesn't that mean it's about time for a PSA?
Clearly we're going to need. Do we still have these? Oh, of course we do. Here we go. Let's do the long version.
Why are you hanging out with him? He can't even walk.
Yeah? Well, I can. And I'm walking away from you.
Actually, let's roll.
Making fun of someone with a disability is retarded.
There you
Or
have it.
you know.
It's my favorite.
We got to constantly remind ourselves.
I'm glad that we won retarded back. Like, we're making progress in the culture war a little bit. Do you think things have changed in the last 5 years, Chrissy? Do you see any change?
Well,
Hold up, Frederick. Before you move on,
I think since 2020, definitely, I feel like, the window is shifting a little bit. Like, I don't know. Frederick, did you read the entire magazine, or did you just kind of flip through it?
Flip through it. I didn't have time to read the whole thing yet.
Okay. So me personally, because I do so much promoting and other stuff related to the magazine, I hadn't read that whole edition. And however, I did reread the short story called The R Word. And it literally is about retards, like real retards
Right.
running the world. Like, that's to the point, like, we still have to remain naughty. So now we're just saying retard and
Well, I don't think anyone is talking about the real retards when we say retards. We're usually talking about.
No, I know.
When I was growing up, that was just the term. It wasn't an insult. We would call each other that, but so they changed it to what? Mentally handicapped. So we started all calling each other mentally handicapped, and they changed it. What is it now? Deficient, which just sounds more condescending.
Right, exactly. Whatever they're going to change it to, we're going to call our friends that anyway. So what? It's just a
So why not just stick with an oldie but goodie? I think the original was actually idiot.
Yes, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I would know.
He was there in the beginning. Wrangler was, he's the OG.
Whenever I think of retard, I think of the early 2000s poorly done YouTube show, The Retarded Police Cop, made by an actual retard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's basically like Cops, except with a retard.
What?
It's freaking great. Yeah.
Did it inspire the show The Good Doctor?
I can't tell you because I have no idea what that is. I'm just a sandwich, therefore I only watch old school YouTube. You can still find a lot of the episodes out there. The Retarded Police Cop. They're real short. Each of them is basically just a skit. It's really great.
And I'm sorry, where do we find this again?
Just on YouTube. The Retarded Police Cop.
Damn.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of that South Park episode when they put Timmy in the rock band and the whole town's like upset about it, but the whole rock band's cool with it. You guys remember that episode?
Not that particular one.
So
there's like what 20 something seasons now.
God,
I stepped away at season 17.
I'm still on boys, jumping up and down. Boing, boing, boing.
We'll get back to it in a second.
Does anything top Jimmy trying to sing the 12 Days of Christmas?
I was wondering, Chrissy, because when I was trying to describe Flip City, I was telling my friends, "Oh, it's this humor mag," and then they all started snickering like it was a stupid term to call the magazine. Like, what do you call? Is that a wrong term? Is that retarded? or is that what it's
you know, from my own viewpoint, it might be a little retarded because I don't like the term humor because they just, to me, and I think it's even just like a personal bias, you know, the term humor just makes me feel like it's not comedy. You know, it's kind of like light chuckles. Like maybe if you're lucky, you might chuckle. So, you know, I don't get upset if anybody like describes Flip City as a humor magazine, but you know, I say it. I say stuff
Well,
like
see,
it's a
that's why
satire
you
magazine, like Mad or Cracked, back when they were good.
say again. What kind of magazine? I missed the term.
Satire.
Satire. Okay.
Frederick, I have
However, you know, people are so fucking dumb these days. I might even call it a comedy magazine. I just stay away
What does
from the term.
satire mean, Christy? Can you tell me what satire means?
There's a contest if you can find.
It is part of a song, Nights in White Satire.
That's too satirical. I don't know what satire means.
I know you well enough, Omer, that I know you're fucking around.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the next plan for the mag?
Well, there's not really next because, you know, we publish quarterly. So, I mean, I guess there's kind of next because we're always trying to figure out more and better ways to get attention on it, right? But as far as the magazine is concerned, we're just rolling forward. 4 times a year, people are going to get in their magazines, regular subscribers or people that decide to back our quarterly crowdfunding campaigns that kind of come right before we're ready to publish. So that's going on. But as far as like trying to expand our reach and everything, we're building up our Substack right now. We've discovered that people that actually like to read are on Substack, and it is a social media platform. And there's a lot of great networking opportunities over there. So as far as next, that's a little bit different. That's it. The Substack, we're building it up right now.
So your media empire isn't based on building up your blue sky social media?
You know, for a very short amount of time, it was building up our YouTube, but we know it's a lost cause. So
it's hard building up a YouTube now with the algorithm. It's not an easy thing, and it's pronounced Bluesky. Omer Glitch, get it right.
Hey, I heard.
Hey, Christy has almost 3,000 subs on YouTube.
Nice.
I know.
Sorry.
Hey, anybody that wants to subscribe, we're pretty much at Flip City Mag across all platforms. So if you want to find us on your favorite platform, just search at Flip City Mag, and if we don't pop up, we're probably not on it, or we're shouting at.
Okay, MySpace at Flip City Mag.
Yes, it does exist.
Wrangler, you're showing your age again.
But I make up for it by being really
make one.
And pretty much everyone here has a Substack, right? All my writer friends do. I think Billy, even you have a Substack, like don't you?
What Substack?
The Gremlin Substack.
Where all the cool kids hang out.
I just post. I don't do the whole social medias too.
Yeah, I didn't use it as social media either. I just post things there, and I kind of left it at that.
Right.
I'm gonna go over there. Just post Sabrina stuff all day.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still learning how to do kind of the social media aspect of it. In fact, Scott's been doing a lot of the building up of the Substack as far as like, you know, making it look, filling out our page, you know, with a lot of our past published content and stuff like that. And then I go in and look at what he's done and then do the social media aspect of like reposting it with a note and stuff. So it lands in like the general feed. But one thing that has been a positive thing for us that we didn't expect is about 2 months ago, we opened up our paywall thing. and have only put a few things up behind the paywall, and we have 5 paid subscribers. So
Sweet.
that felt good.
On OnlyFans?
Listen.
What are you doing in here? Well, don't stare.
Okay, what's that from?
No idea. It's not the Terminator. I know that, even though it's the same actress. But I find
Is something called Mac and Me or something like that?
Yes, I think you're right.
Damn, you were there 5,000 years ago, Wrangler.
Yeah, I remember that too. Mac and Me.
5,000 years, and I've
As a
been
kid.
here for every single one of them.
All right, so
He's like, I remember when Christ was put on the cross.
All right, so Wrangler's the whipping boy on this stream. Got it. Check.
Well, he's taken over for Otter. Otter's late. I think Otter got sick and tired of being the whipping boy, so Wrangler's picking up the slack.
Thank you, Wrangler. You're a gentleman, amongst gentlemen.
Best job ever, lightning rod. Yeah, where is Otter? Needed to come in here all furry like so he can draw all that attention.
He's probably on Substack again. Him. He's finishing his book.
He's at Blueski. He's at Blueski.
He's like in the final throes of finishing his book. Like it's been doing the final, what do you call it? Formatting and all that.
Final edits.
Yeah, final polish.
So that brings me to another question, Christy. Like, what do you find what's the hardest thing of making a magazine like that? What's the challenges you find doing something like this? Doesn't sound like an easy thing to do.
Well, I know for sure if both Scott and I were here, we would have different answers, which would be awesome because we've built the magazine out for us to each have our own thing that we do. But honestly, getting people to pay attention, right? I mean, I know we have other independent publishers here, and that I think is one of the hardest things. Making money, I think that's the hardest thing, which with attention comes the money.
So it comes
Getting
down
eyes
to
on books to make that cash.
Yeah. I mean, so probably basically everybody else's struggle.
Here's that, marketing. That goes a long way.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
if you were to ask Scott, my gosh, I don't even know what he would say because he's the one completely involved with the full production of the magazine. So, gosh, I think I'm going to ask him that question tonight. He's napping right now.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, okay, no, never mind. I'm sorry. I meant sleep. So if it was both of us, we'd probably say sleep is the most challenging thing.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it must be working hard and stuff. So do you have subscribers to the magazine, or are you crowdfunding every quarter? You're doing another round of crowdfunding.
Yeah, so we have if you look at how our recent crowdfunder performed and then also connect that with the fact that we publish quarterly, no matter what, it would be impossible to do so unless we were independently wealthy, which we are not. So our latest crowdfund brought in $1,000, but we're still able to publish because we have subscribers. And then pull in, little dimes and nickels here and there from other kinds of things like Substack, paid subscriptions and stuff like that, which that's kind of a regret of my own that we didn't start earlier, is finding other ways online to monetize digitally, because we were putting all the pressure on
the print
magazine. and kind of ignoring how much monetizing digitally could help you out. I don't hesitate to say that I don't think we'll ever digitally outgrow the print, but that's only because I don't want that to happen, because I want people to have the print. However, I think it would be a welcome thing if digital does outgrow the print and is really funding the prints,
Right. Yeah. And so what do you have on your YouTube channel? Like, do you think of expanding the comedy on YouTube, or are you mostly like rebroadcasting interviews and things like that? What's going on in your YouTube channel?
Yeah, so our YouTube channel at the beginning, and they're still up there, is at the very beginning of this conversation, you had asked, why did you guys decide to do this print magazine, so on and so forth. So I'll tell a little bit about that and go into what we're doing with our YouTube. Is we originally wanted to take some of our intellectual property and animate it. And however, for anybody that's familiar with animation, it's a lot of freaking time, because both Scott and I know how to do motion or animation. Scott's way better than I am, but I can help with that process of doing animation.
Have you been looking into the AI animation that's becoming like eerily very good?
Believe us, our eye is on the ball. But this is back in 2020 when that wasn't really available. No, actually, this is back in 2018-19 when we're thinking, hey, listen, we fucking hate the deep state. We hate wokeness. This sucks, So we wanted to kind of create our own entertainment brand. And the original plan was to start doing these short animations and releasing them for free on YouTube, and hopefully, fingers crossed, grow an audience, right? But we realized that was a super duper risk with a lot of time and effort involved. And so we made the very wise and foolish decision of basically turning that idea into a print magazine, because we have stacks and stacks and stacks, like any other creative person has, stacks of fucking ideas that we want to get out there. So then the vision started developing of like, hey, why don't we take these ideas and actually kind of more storyboarding them in comic form to then later publish as animations. And so that was like the beginning seeds of like figuring out we should do a satire magazine, is start doing these stories as comics to then be later published as animations. And if you go on our YouTube and click on the videos tab, you will see some of our kind of works. Like everything's still like a work in progress, because we're taking things that we've published in the magazine and then have done more not full animation how we would like them to be, but good enough to publish on YouTube and make them entertaining animations, like more like motion design type of stuff. So we're pulling from art that we have in the magazine, turning them into motion design, doing voiceover, not the best voiceover, but some amount of voiceover, putting that with,
Did you ever end up working with Patrick for some voiceover work? I know you two mentioned that.
No, no, not officially. However, Patrick has come on some of our other streams to do some of our FAFO party live read things, and he's great. Like, Patrick's fantastic. He is obviously a theater kid.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, he's got such energy on the show on the Commandos on Wednesday. Check it out tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great show. I love being on. Like, I'm learning a lot just seeing him host the show as well. Like, he's got such a presence. You could tell, as you say, that he's a theater kid, quote unquote.
He's good. He's good. In fact, anyway, yeah. In fact, I was reading the most recently in print published lead parody, and it's De Niro versus De Niro.
Yes.
So it's two different De Niros, right? And I'm like, the only person I have met so far, and I've done a lot of networking, the only person I've met so far that I think could handle this is Patrick.
Oh yeah.
Doing both voices.
Because he does like different accents kind of seamlessly. Like he'll just go into British accents and different regional accents. It's kind of impressive.
It's actually very impressive. Like, Patrick has faults like every other fucking human being, which other people like to like point out to me. And I'm like, I don't fucking care. He's talented as fuck.
Theater, says Tenkage. Yes. Evening, Jets. How you doing, Tenkage?
With an
Welcome.
R-E, right?
Say again?
A theater with an R-E.
Theater.
That's the fancy way of spelling it.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Well, R-E is also the French version of spelling it, which is always confusing going from French to English. I love these. Like these full pages with lots of little details to look at.
Yeah. In fact, like that one page, I do eventually want to do on a stream, to like, because I don't know every single character in that, but I can identify multiple. Like I know Whoopi Goldberg's in there. The That Ain't Real girl, Barack Obama, people like that. But like, I don't know who's in that overhead storage. I'm like, is that Andy Dick? I don't know why.
Maybe Woody Allen or Andy Dick. That's Leonardo DiCaprio, right?
Oh, because he wants to grab her ass?
Yeah, which means she's less than 25 years old.
Right. Okay, thank you. Because I was wondering about that one.
Yeah, I think so. He's got that DiCaprio stare and hairdo. I don't know.
And of course, that's Rosie in the lower right.
Oh, see, yeah. And who would this be? Would this be?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Rosie used to hang out with Madonna in the 90s. You don't see them together anymore.
That's Ellen DeGeneres, isn't it?
That's what I was gonna. That was my best guess as well.
Yes, well, because also the joke is everybody's on the plane leaving the United States.
Yeah,
so I guess they're all people that have said they're leaving because Trump's in office.
Yeah. And Ellen, there's articles about Ellen going to England.
Hey, Christy, I was going to say your next goal for the magazine should be getting a copy into the White House, and then the one after that should be having Daddy Trump hold it up.
You know what's really funny is for the last, I think, 3 years, we've been talking about sending it to Barron.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So I've had people say it could possibly land in his hands. Just send it.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
Yeah, can't you send copies to the White House? Like for Trump as fan mail?
We've never sent a copy to the White House.
Well, maybe don't do it because you'll be put on a watch list.
Oh, I'm sure I'm on all the watch lists anyway.
No, but
I went to January 6th. I got arrested in Las Vegas for not masking.
Really?
Oh shoot! Wow.
Yeah.
But I think that's the point of marketing, Omer Glitch. It's to be on a watch list.
Right.
You want
especially for something like this.
Yeah.
You're right. Exactly.
Well, it was, in our first year of publishing, as Scott and I were discussing, at one of our many Friday night kitchen table meetings, we'll know where we've made it when we land on the SPLC's watch list or the ADL's watch list.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, then we'll know we made it. And we're not there yet, so.
Well, you're not trying hard enough, clearly.
No, it's just, we just don't have enough clout. That's all.
You have to start clout chasing.
Yeah, you get that on the internet, Christy. Didn't you know that? Gotta go back on Salty. Get that guy.
For finally having me on and helping me with my clout.
Oh, it's a pleasure. To be honest, you're helping me more than I am. You've got way more followers on the YouTubes. I'm sorry we couldn't get that parallel stream functioning. We have to figure that out.
Yeah, I'm still trying. How long does this stream go on, by the way, normally?
We usually go for 2 hours, but if you need to step out, let me know.
No. I actually, I mean, it's literally the only reason I'm on my phone right now. Is I don't want to miss a thing, because you know why? Because Kitty kissed a magazine for you because you requested it like
I
a
did.
simp.
Yeah, I'm a thirsty simp. See, I haven't dated since the pandemic. You don't trust the bloodstreams of the girls here anymore.
Oh, are you a pureblood?
Of course.
Now, how bad was the pressure on you? Like, I don't know if you have a regular job or,
No, so I'm a Bitcoiner, so I haven't had a job in a long time, which is why I'm devoting full time to the comic book making business.
Oh, lucky boy!
Yeah. I've been hanging out in the Bitcoin space recently. Like last year, I went to El Salvador, which is the country that adopted Bitcoin as the official money of the country. I think they dropped it though. They got a lot of pressure from the IMF. The IMF said, "Yeah, we won't give you a loan if you don't drop it." So I think they dropped it, got the loan, and then went and bought more Bitcoin with it, which is what you do. And went to Nashville last year, which I saw Trump give a talk on the SBR, Strategic Bitcoin Reserves, that are you've got a couple of states now that have just passed an SBR. So states are now accumulating it on the books, which is very interesting. Things are changing. It's becoming accepted, and it's becoming part of the mainstream monetary systems now as well.
Yeah, well, it's funny, and I would love once you're able to get through that whole volume 24, because I think we do make jokes about, gosh, I can't even remember what pieces it's in that magazine, but at some point there is some poking fun at Bitcoin kind of being the portal to CBDCs. Now, is that a psyop, or because that's the thing, we don't consider any of that, when we're making our jokes, because we are what we are, right?
So
it's not like we fucking believe in any kind of the jokes that we're making. It's all
I get it. No, and Bitcoiners are very anti-CBDC, and Bitcoin is it's called electronic cash. So the amazing technological breakthrough with Bitcoin is that you can give money to somebody else without an intermediary. That's the brilliancy of it. It's the same decentralized system as pirating movies happens. You can pirate a movie online from one person to the other, and there's nobody that can stop you. It's the same thing with Bitcoin. You can send cash to somebody, so Bitcoin, and no one can stop you, which is the opposite of a CBDC. CBDCs, they want to be able to restrict everything, right? They want to be able to say, okay, you bought enough steak this month, you can't buy more steak with it. You can't buy outside your 15-minute city zone with it. So Bitcoiners are very it's the freedom money is what it is.
Right. No, I completely understand.
Well, also it's out of the banking system, which takes a percentage off every dollar every time the dollar exchange hands, when it's not a cold hard cash, right? They take a penny or two and put it in their pockets
with fees. Yeah. But the biggest part is that they can stop you from using your own money, which is horrendous.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you were saying, Chrissy, yeah?
Okay. Yeah. No, I completely understand that, and I also, I can't even say I understand, the whole crypto culture or anything like that because I have a teeny tiny bit, and I'm like, oh, look, it went up. Oh, I went down. Oh, look, it went up. That's as much as my toe is dipped into the water, right? But as far as like government being able to like then kind of psyop the public into thinking CBDC is the same thing as Bitcoin, right? I mean, I would think that would be the biggest quote unquote danger, I guess. I'm not very well studied in it.
Yeah,
but
no,
do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, they're trying to pass CBDCs in pretty much every country. It's almost that way already with the banks because the banks can stop you from using your own money. Now people need a reason to withdraw their own cash now. It's crazy. And in Canada, I don't think it's passed yet, but they're trying to pass a law. There's a new bill where you can't buy anything with cash for more than $10,000. So that would be a crime now. So using your own cash is now a crime. Like people are getting arrested. If you have like 3 to 4, like anything over $2,000 cash on you, it's suspect, and the police can seize that money just for you being suspect. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane when you think about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as I can do for my own like easy activism is like if I see a place that is no cash, I will never ever buy anything. If you're saying no cash, fuck you.
And during the lockdowns, like a lot of places were saying, "Oh, we don't take cash because your cash is going to make us sick." So, like, because touching the same piece of plastic is going to make you sick, but not punching the same buttons on the machine. It's like there's no rhyme or reason, but like people would accept anything. You could say any phrase and then followed by because COVID, and people would give you that fluoride stare and go, "Oh yes, of course, I acquiesce, I obey."
I don't think I've ever heard the term fluoride stare. I'm going to use that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I know it.
So you can't buy a house in cash, not anymore, not in Canada. So it's getting strange. I mean, what about in Australia? I don't think Australia is much better than Canada. We're all part of the Commonwealth. America, the United States, has more freedom. You guys have been fighting. Well, you guys have guns, which helps a lot. Your government respects you a little bit more when you got the guns.
Yeah. Well, which is why my own state of commie California, wants to definitely be rid of those.
Yeah. And Texas is really pro Bitcoin. Like a lot of mining farms are happening in Texas for some reason. Like it's really big. Like I know people who repair miners, and they go down to Texas regularly to go fix the machines.
Nice.
Yeah, that's over my head.
Yeah, like I know. If everything goes according to plan, we'll be the Bitcoin capital and the AI capital. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's on its way.
James, you're in Texas?
I'm not in Texas. I mean, we as the United States.
The United States. Gotcha.
I am also in California.
Sorry.
California.
Oh, are you? Where in California are you?
Coachella, California. Well, Coachella Valley, California.
You're in Coachella?
The Coachella Valley, yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm up in the San Bernardino Mountains, but I went to the first 15 years of Coachella.
Oh, yeah, the thing.
The music festival. Yeah. When it was good.
That's when the traffic sucks. And then there's a lot of
James is like so passe over it.
Women walking around in the heat.
Yeah, well, from what I understand, James lives in the desert in a bunker or something. That's at least in my head canon.
Yeah, let's go with that one. It is a desert out here.
Corey says, I don't know about Australia, but I seen some video, a guy at the bank being asked from a bank person why he's withdrawing. Corey, you have to type better. I'm having a stroke trying to read it. A bank person, why his withdrawing and what he's going to do. Yeah, that's what I was going to say earlier. That's what I was mentioning earlier. People are being asked the reasons why they're withdrawing their money. And my mom,
I think Australia has that. Yeah, they have that law in Australia too. I think it's over $2,000. They ask you for what are you going to use it for.
South America as well. When the trucker thing happened, they were trying to seize money from anybody who would donated $20 to the truckers were getting their account seized. And my mom had donated a small amount.
What?
She didn't get her account seized, thankfully, but that kind of woke her up. And I had been telling her about Bitcoin for a few years at that point, and she just out of the blue said, "Hey, can you put this huge amount of money into Bitcoin?" All of a sudden, and I'm like, "What? Wait, are you sure?" Yeah, okay. And I took it out, put it in there, and she's held it since. The first few months it kind of went down because there's different cycles. It's a 4-year cycle thing, but now it's it's tripled, and she couldn't be happier to have it safe and secure in Bitcoin.
Wow.
And what year was that in that she did that?
So that was 2022, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good for mom.
Yeah. Yeah, now my dad's getting into it. My brother is learning about it as well. So I've been yapping about it for I got into it in 2017. I had just lost my job working as a web developer and had about a year of unemployment. And so a friend of mine kind of pressured me, come on, buy $100 worth, we'll each get a $10 kickback from it. And I was like, okay. I eventually bought it just to shut him up. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me because I then started learning about it and bought a book, read all about it and learned, because you have to get over the hump of thinking that it's a scam, right? Because anything it seems too good to be true at first. You're like, oh, it's a money scam. And so you have to kind of
understand. Pyramid scheme. It's a pyramid scheme.
Right. So you have to do your research. And what I tell everybody is, okay, not necessarily to go out like a crazy person and buy it, but go study it. If you go study it, you'll understand it. And when you do understand it, then you'll appreciate it and want some naturally. I mean, I started a random stream where I basically do with Otter and Wrangler. You were on there as well, Wrangler. My Bitcoin show, the Bullish Bullpen. Omer, I think Omer, you saw a little bit of that. So I'm basically trying to show some videos to trying to get people to learn the basics from reliable sources, so you don't get hoodwinked or get conned by the shit coins that are out there. This is kind of what I look like when I'm trying to turn people on to Bitcoin.
Bitcoin is the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right?
It's kind of what it looks like or feels like sometimes. It's because it changes your life in such a positive way that it's kind of like you feel like a religious zealot. It's like you're so amazed by how the good it's done in your life that you're overwhelmed and you want to express that to other people, but then you come off as some crazed fanatic, like, oh my God, you have to look at this. So, I try to kind of balance it out now. I'm just like, no, it's worth studying. It's worth looking into it. It's kind of like the internet was in the early 90s. It's not going away, and you should look into it. Maybe buy a domain name or something, in internet slang.
I've definitely gotten with the technological boom. Picked up some crypto back in the day, watched it grow, purchased some more lately. Not only that, but on the AI front too, with making apps and stuff. I showed off that one app a while ago. I've also been making small games as well with AI that function quite well. Not glitch free, but they're pretty fun. And I've been enjoying the hell out of those. And you can actually make a lot of very useful tools with it and minimalistic games as well. And I've been having fun with that. And I'm making, like you said, purchase purchase domains and shit. I picked up a domain. I put one up there, and I'm thinking about maybe making a handful of small games and maybe make an AI arcade and just putting it out there, see what happens.
Yeah, that sounds cool, man. It's like you're playing around with it. Hey, James is kind of our AI guy on here. You've been doing videos for a while.
Yes.
You've been playing with the different resources and stuff. It's kind of amazing.
Last month, in fact, I purchased maybe 5 different subscriptions of 5 different AI video to find out which one was quote unquote the best via quality and cost. And the one I came down to was, what was it? It's Leonardo.ai as the best quality to cost for their AI video that I've run into, that I've messed with.
Are you doing videos on this stuff or just for yourself?
For myself, there's plenty of people who do videos, but a lot of them are just kind of there to sell. But I thought about it because I've already I got like a side YouTube channel. I uploaded a video today just showing off one of the games that I made. This is real fun. I just want to show it off.
Oh, right. And you have your book cam, right, ready to go for...
I'm doing one right now.
Yeah, I got my book cam up.
Okay, so we'll get to that in just a minute because James he kind of hunts down old books and magazines, and you've got a couple of National Lampoon issues.
I do. I was flipping through them, and the best way I can actually describe them is South Park humor in book format with way more nudity.
Oh,
yes.
I'm sold now. I'm sold. I love the South Park humor. See, that gets me always. Ray William Johnson is always advertising Leonardo AI. See, I don't know who that is, but a lot of people are using AI to amp their art for because you see in the indie comic space, Comicsgate videos, promotional trailers, people are just giving that AI twist to their images and kind of giving life to it and making cutscenes with turning still images into animated images and actually making, I'm really having a hard time speking right now. They're actually making trailers that look cool, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah. I've done a lot myself. For a YouTube channel, I was making those little subscriber calls, like please subscribe. But what I was doing was I was taking my phone, just pointing at my face, putting on my best accent of whatever famous person, they wanted that week, and do a please subscribe message. And then with one AI, I'd take my vocal sample and I would take that famous person's voice, lace it over mine, so you'd actually hear his voice or their voice. And I would take my facial expression, my sort of performance, and feed it to another AI, which would take an image and auto mocap it onto that image of that famous person.
See, that's got me thinking, like, I don't even trust you anymore, James. Maybe you're not a real sandwich.
I mean,
how do I know you're a real sandwich and not just an AI sandwich?
I am getting a little suspicious.
Well, I am an AI sandwich. So.
Oh, I see.
Otter, welcome. How you doing, man?
It's good to
I thought
be
he was
here.
a pizza.
I am a pizza.
Hola, mi amigo.
All right. So while James gets the book cam ready, I'm going to replay that Bhutan clip that I played in the Bitcoin show, Otter. I want to show Christy. This is an interesting take. It's just a 2-minute clip, a documentary of how Bhutan have been incorporating Bitcoin. And I think it's so crazy. It's so cool that it's worth having a look at it real quick.
Also, Frederic, I'm backstage.
Oh, did I kick you? Oh, no. Okay. So let me add you. Here we go. There she is. Perfect. Okay. So let me play the Bhutan clip real quick, and then we're going to go into James's book cam. Okay. So here we go.
In Bhutan, gold is everywhere, a Buddhist symbol of the everlasting nature of enlightenment. Now this small Himalayan kingdom is investing in a future it hopes will be blessed with what backers call digital gold, Bitcoin. It's also finite and supposedly everlasting.
There are hundreds of people who have made billions of dollars on the back of Bitcoin. Why aren't governments doing more? Even if they seem to be
Prime Minister's chairing Top Gay says Bitcoin is a strategic reserve, one currently worth more than $1 billion.
We have used Bitcoin for health, to provide free healthcare, for our environment, but these are minor. The main use of Bitcoin has been to finance the salaries of public servants.
Bhutan has built Bitcoin mines at locations across the country where thousands of energy-hungry computers solve complex mathematical puzzles to claim Bitcoins. And here's what's powering this modern-day gold rush: hydro-generated electricity. The government says its Bitcoin operation is carbon neutral. It relies only on water from the Himalayas. It's also very profitable, with Bhutan's computers being rewarded with Bitcoins that at current prices add up to millions of dollars a week. Bhutan is a small country. Large-scale manufacturing and agriculture aren't possible, almost all food is imported, and options for economic development are limited.
I would be very worried if our government was buying Bitcoin, in trading in Bitcoin, but I think the kind of reassurance for us Bhutanese citizens is that the government is mining it. We are using the cheap hydropower, and instead of exporting it at a very cheap rate, we are using it to mine Bitcoins in the high mountains of Bhutan.
Whatever I require for
the chief executive of Bhutan's sovereign holding company says exploiting Bitcoin and other new technologies is vital to economic development.
I think you cannot run away from blockchain, cannot run away from AI, how blockchain and AI will combine the industry of money, if I may say, and how money flows from one hand to another, because it's one of the biggest innovation in the space of money for humanity from the time we remember where money was discovered or invented.
Will the Bhutanese one day be making Bitcoin offerings to Buddha? The Prime Minister thinks the world is heading inevitably towards using and exchanging Bitcoin just like any other currency. Bernard Smith, Al Jazeera, Thimphu, Bhutan.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.
There you have it. Bhutan is into it. Yeah, right?
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching
Chuck Norris
that
is
with all of you guys on Thursday.
And here we have James with his book cam with the National Lampoon.
Wow, there's a bunch of Pepes way back when.
Right? Old school before it was Pepe. Before it was cool.
Proto Pepe.
Yeah, I mean, frogs go back to the Bible, right? The frogs are kind of...
They're out there. Yeah, this is a actually fun edition right here, because this actually has a make your own custom Klaus Barbie doll in it that was inspired by a historical magazine that released an article saying what was Klaus Barbie wearing to court. For those of you who don't know, he was a lovely Nazi back in the day who did some fun stuff for the regime. But one I wanted to show off that I was flipping through, because a lot of these are actually new to me, because I actually currently just recently landed a gig with one of the old school editors of National Lampoon from back in the day, helping him out with his live stream. But this is a fun one he recently sent to me right here, and this one's hardcore, and this one had me bust out laughing here.
Whoa.
It's Youth at Play issues, including Dead Teen Magazine, which made me lift my eyebrow. Hardy Boys Parody, A Very Grim Fairy Tales, Young Children, Your Child's a User's Manual, Mass Murderers Trading Cards.
Wow, that is sassy for back in the day.
Yes. The Son of Catcher, Who Lives in Rye or Pie. It's hard for me to read because I'm reading it sideways. My hand's right over here. And this is actually the Dead Teen Magazine. What I wanted to show off.
Could
Right
be Laura
here.
Palmer, yeah. Oh, she's got a rope around her neck.
Yes,
Oh
you got
my
Laura
God.
Palmer with the rope around her neck. I actually just recently ordered the Twin Peaks DVDs. They're in the mail, so this is very
Oh,
auspicious.
nice. We should do a review of the series if you want.
Yes, I got the gold box edition, which I'll be happy to talk about later. I'm trying to hold this together because this doesn't have any staples.
Hold it together, James. Hold it together.
Right?
You can
I'm
do
holding
it.
the magazine together. And there's a lovely spread. As you can see, this magazine of a dead teen has a self-immutilization, the hot new stress cure, 48 ways to off yourself, death, the easy way to stay young, color your skin blue.
Remember
This
when humor
year's
could be edgy?
most exciting look, how to write a will, what to wear when you're going out, win a suicide pact with Ricky Schroeder. So this is a lovely one. Plenty of comedy beyond here. I'm moving it to just certain pages because there's plenty of tits beyond here as well. But right here is the Mass Murder
Trading
Series
card
4
series.
trading card. All right, we have plenty of murderers here. Charles Whitman, Howard something. The name's too far away. I wear glasses, so there you go. A Union card buying. And I believe this is multiple pages long here. And oh, here we go. Plenty more serial killers for everyone to enjoy. And at the far end, of course, in this unstapled bind, we have a cigarette ad, which all magazines deserve to have back in the day.
I should start smoking cigarettes. Maybe just cigars. I think that's better.
Cigars.
No, they're good for you.
But I definitely have a handful of these. Like I said, I've worked for the editor. So on most of them, as you can see, he actually has a, to James message on just about every one he sent me.
Dude, that's so cool.
Oh, nice.
This is auspicious because I just got these magazines. A lot of them I just got last week. So very recent. I haven't even been through all of them because these are pretty hefty magazines. There's a lot of pages here. So I haven't been through all of these yet. I still have to. As you can see, there's plenty of tits on this cover. But one that I had previously that I absolutely loved and I have to show off is this one right here, which is my favorite spread of any magazine. National Lampoon buys a magazine or shoots This is a parody of a previous one they did where it was buy the magazine or shoot the dog, which I was originally looking for that magazine. But that one, because it ended up becoming a bit of a controversy, that one was going for several $100s. This one was about $10. So big difference there. This one as well has plenty of dark humor in it. We're going to randomly choose a page. So we're going to go ahead and get Frederic kicked off of YouTube.
That's the whole point of the stream.
Okay, here's
you'll have to do better than that. Yeah.
I believe this one is about comedy from around the world. So this would be a particular nation. I don't remember which one this is. The last time I read it was quite some time ago, but it's actually quite a lovely spread here, a large spread. It's clearly not made by AI because it wasn't available back in the day. But you could also see a lot of their original comics and what they look like. This is a comedy from Norway, and it's all visual all the way down. I'd go through it, but frankly, I think I need to change up my cam for the future because this whole looking at it sideways isn't working too well for me.
Right.
It's a beta test, but every single page, Spain humor, every single one has just comic books worth of several types of humor. Oh, yeah. This one's actually pretty funny. Spain humor. No, it wasn't this page because that one I don't remember at all. It's easier to tell you this one. You have this guy cleaning up, and you just see photos of his master, who he's working for, his white slave master. And then he's going to put everything away, and then he goes into his own quarters where he keeps all the vacuums, and he has all his descendants on the wall.
Paintings of all the cleaners. That's funny. That's a good one.
Yeah, exactly. So and this one is Italian humor, which gets really dark because it's just a gigantic comic spread, just continuous darkness as it goes. I'll leave this here for a second for people to take a look at some of this dark Italian humor here. It goes straight from the guy sitting on a television, little cat, and you get something right out of The Exorcist. His lovely expression and walking. I would say if you ever run out of ideas, hunt down some National Lampoon, and you'll find some crazy old stuff from back in the day. And it continues. It continues, and I'm gonna go.
Jeez, it just gets worse.
You're seeing what I mean here. Like, they did not hold back.
This makes me think of Fritz the cat, right? R. Crumb's.
Oh God.
Yeah, they did not hold back here, and it's going.
Wow, that's a lot of pages too.
There is a lot of pages to this one. It's still going. And then it's finally over. And we got the Poland humor here. Poland humor is you can make of, let me pull this back over here. You can make of Poland humor whatever you wish, because it's just that image. That is Polish humor. Then we're off to Yugoslavic humor. Much more hand-drawn there. And of course, we got a Cactus Cat. Actually, I say of course like I know I haven't read this in forever. But the art is actually really great in these, and there's plenty of smoking ads, and I'm trying to avoid tits as best I can for the stream. Most of these, I believe, are just mainly small comics. But yeah, I got all these pretty affordable. You could find these, most of them pretty affordable for around $10 to $20, depending on the rarity of the magazine. But
you know what's great about that too? I love that these old magazines are going for $10 to $20 because you can get Modern Satire and Flip City for $13. So we're still competing with these guys.
Incredible, especially considering inflation. So you're actually less expensive, and your paper's way more quality as well, because those are newsprints, right?
They are all newsprints, yes, every single one of them.
Yeah. One thing as well that you had brought up, and I was thinking about today when I was flipping through volume 24, is we also publish many magazines inside our magazine, and it's one of my favorite features that we do. So yeah, the latest one we did was called Conservative Blowhard, but one of my favorites was Modern Immigrant Magazine. So it's teaching the illegal immigrants how to live in the United States, including getting all their benefits and shit like that.
That's a funny one. Yeah, I enjoy these comics.
I keep telling ICE to make sure they deport me back to Texas.
Right? I'm trying to get deported to America as well.
They're just going to drop you off at France.
Why? I have no ties to France. I was born in Germany, James.
But you can speak French, can't you?
Oui, as Billy Bob would say. Which where is he, Billy Bob? Did we lose him?
He snuck away.
Yeah.
I noticed a little bit ago he was gone.
I bet you anything
that he's playing the game.
Yeah, he's playing the game. Billy, are you there?
No,
his power's out.
He's not. Oh, his power could have been out. Yeah. Anytime we bring girls on the screen, like his power goes out.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So James, when finding old magazines, do you ever manage to find one that still has the old floppy vinyl record insert?
I never really went looking for one, but I guarantee you can find a few out there. You could find basically next to anything you're looking for, magazine-wise. I'd say there's maybe like a 10%, like 10% of magazines that came out are no longer available, but a large sum of them, depending on how far back you're going, of course, within reason there, large sum of them, they're printed en masse, and there's just a ton of them out there. You could find them on eBay. You can find them on Etsy. They're available. You just need to know what you're looking for, because obviously there's not like a there's no one marketing these things. You know,
Yeah.
you need to go hunting, but you can find a lot out there. And to this day, it's hard to kind of not pick up certain old school magazines or books, you know, try to hold on to my spending money for other things, because there is a plethora of material out there for collectors.
Hey, James, for anybody that's interested, namely myself, you're producing or you're helping out with the live stream for an ex-National Lampoon editor. Is that stuff that's going out live, or how do we find it?
It'll be up tomorrow. I can send you the link. Just connect with me. I believe the YouTube channel is What's Up with Lord Buckley.
What's up? What's up?
Not what's up. What's up?
What's up?
WASSUP. He worked for National Lampoon.
Hey,
with
what's
Lord
up?
Yeah. Yeah,
you gotta say with a Mexican accent. What's up?
He worked for National Lampoon, and he also worked for MTV To Go magazine back in the day as well. He was the head editor of MTV To Go. So, you know, he's got his chops in comedy. He actually also founded a comedian. I forgot which one, but John Leguizamo. Not that aged well, but
all right, I found it.
There you go. Yeah, that'll be live tomorrow, and I'll be on there at the back end. Right now, he's doing interviews just with people, and then eventually he's going to branch off to different things. But he's got a lot of you know, you shoot him super chats about comedy, he'll bring up some stories.
Yeah, he looks like a comedian. Definitely. He almost looks like Gilbert Gottfried from his little thumbnail here.
He knew Gilbert Gottfried personally, because Gilbert Gottfried also worked for National Lampoon magazine. So yeah, he knows a lot of old school comedians. Gilbert Gottfried. Damn it, who's that one that yells a lot?
Sam Kinison.
There you go. He knows Sam. He knew Sam Kinison. He showed me. He showed off in photos. He did like a whole episode on his other show. He does a JFK conspiracy show, which is where I met him through his JFK conspiracies. And he did an episode where he was just talking about all the comedians, you know.
I still want to resurrect Sam Kinison and have him do the narration for my audiobook. Just have him shout the whole day.
I mean, with AI, it's totally a possibility now.
That is true.
Yeah.
What a brilliant comedian.
So how did National Lampoon turn into like a series of movies? I didn't even know it started as a magazine. See, I'm learning a lot.
It's an old magazine. I believe it started closer to the 70s, around the 70s. And one of these magazines actually has a National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation ad in it. I saw when I was flipping through. I just can't remember which one. But it started in the 70s just as a humor magazine, and they started branching.
We call it satire magazines now.
It was the 70s, man.
Humor was edgier in the 70s.
Probably was.
Patrick's here. What's up, guys?
What's up, Patrick?
Sorry I missed most of the show. It's okay, Patrick. We were saying good things about you, so I'm glad you missed it.
Yeah. So did you ever read any National Lampoon prior to making your magazine or exposure to it?
I hadn't. Actually, both Scott and I had minimal exposure to National Lampoon. You know, it was more of the comic. Although, apparently, Scott knows plenty of, you know, and has been influenced by National Lampoon. And like Frederic said, you know, it was more the movies. You know, the movies, Vacation, Christmas Vacation, things like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, that's the ultimate goal with Flip City as well, because, you know, like with Mad Magazine, they then did Mad TV, and National Lampoon then, you know, went into movies and everything. That is the long-term goal for Flip City, is to do a similar type of thing, start producing more comedy in different formats.
I know you probably fantasize about this. What's the first movie?
What?
What's the first movie you're planning on doing with Flip City?
What's the first Flip City movie? What is it?
Oh, God. I think we're actually more focused on animation, but me personally, I would focus. I think we're a little late to the party to do it though. But I would have focused on animating our property that's called Woke World. It's really naughty and really hilarious, and everything that woke people would hate to see on display in animated format. So like, yeah, I mean, it's basically a family comedy, but the family is all woke, with the little son named Norm being a creepy, normal little kid living in a woke world, like where peak wokeness exists and all the disgusting, yucky stuff of the past is all gone and erased from history, how they want it. But I think we're a little late to the party on that one, so probably you won't ever see that.
If the woke had their way, it would end up some weird kind of distorted version of what was that called? Demolition Man.
I've never seen it.
Really?
Oh, that's a good one. You need to see that one, Chrissy.
Okay.
Sylvester Stallone. There's just what's her name? Sarah Bullock.
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra. Okay. And
don't forget Wesley Snipes.
Right. He's the bad guy with like blonde bleached hair. It's got incredible like references to like the state of the world that where we're at now. It's kind of an Orwellian take, but a different Orwellian take than we're used to.
They're so kind and polite. It's absurd because nobody wants to offend anybody.
Right, and Sylvester Stallone's character, like every time he utters a curse word, he gets an instant fine from. There's automatic fine machines that'll just print out fines next to you.
Yeah, there was a scene where he couldn't find toilet paper, so he walked up to one of the machines, started cussing it out, took all the tickets, and said, "Got toilet paper."
That's pretty good.
Because he doesn't know how to use the seashells, the three seashells.
The three seashells.
Right, yeah. That's so weird.
There's one we should ask Grok. How do you use the three seashells?
Yeah,
I'm on it.
Grok would give a very unique and strange answer.
Grok would start off an entire paragraph explaining what you just asked it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It'll data dump on you.
He's like, oh, so you want to know the three seashells from the movie such and such, starring this actor and this actor this year, directed by this person. Is this
time
correct?
for a lore dump?
Yeah, a little bit. Right, it's like, this is what you're asking, right? Okay.
That is exactly what Grok is saying. The three seashells concept comes from the 1993 sci-fi movie Demolition Man, so on and so forth.
You asked it, didn't you?
I did. I said I was on it.
That's part of it. Like I say, I'm the AI guy, so there you go. The AI whisperer. And I have here's a little one that I'm predicting in the future. All AI are a lot more similar than we think, and it's going to be unveiled that because they're all trained on the exact information, they all roughly have the same answers to everything.
I just figure they're scouring the internet, and so that's why they're coming up with the same answers, because they're digging through the same data.
You can train your own AI because there's you can have like open source versions that you can dump on. I know that people have issues with the art software in AI, but there's like open source versions where you can train your own AI and protect it from actually ripping off your designs. So basically you can have a specific AI that you control and won't rip off your art style and all that. And you can use it safely. I don't know how good they are though, but
I think that's going to eventually be one heck of a tool for artists when they can get their own AI that's like closed off and they train it with their own artwork and drawings. And they're like, all right, now I can have it animate these characters and tell it to set up scenes with this camera angle and stuff.
I mean, it's already there. It's already there.
Yeah.
Is it already there?
It's already there. It's
Yeah.
the terminology they use is called training models. Model is essentially the stack of images that the AI is sorting through for inspiration. And the training is essentially it's going through those images and becoming familiar with them over time. If you create a model, it's like just that stack of images, which could be like your own home images, and then it'll just train itself off of those. Every major AI has that already. The one that you're talking about to download on your computer is called Stable Diffusion, but it's not just Stable Diffusion because that's like the source code that was available that somebody like saved the world with by unleashing for free for everybody. And many different projects started stemming up, and during the AI boom, they were making groundbreaking developments that would take years in weeks, sometimes days. And there are dozens of projects or UIs out there that are all trained off of this Stable Diffusion that is heavily moddable that people can get their hands on for free if they just know like their way around GitHub and things like that, because you do need a little bit of coding knowledge to get it going. But that was at least the last time I checked, which has been some months, so it could be much more available now. But the number one home software, customizable software for AI is called Comfy AI or Comfy UI, because it's essentially just, this is going to be difficult for most people to understand, but it's node based. It's almost like a code running on your screen, almost like a terminal, but it's all node based. And people have created all sorts of different AI functionality, from video to images to pretty much anything through these nodes. But it's probably one of the most complex as well, because you do need to get over this large learning curve. But the amount of different companies out there are in the dozens to hundreds, depending on what sort of AI you're looking for, to what sort of efficacy, to sort of just like if you only want to train models to
hold on. Did you say efficacy or efficacy?
Efficacy. My mouth's dry right now. How ethical you want them to be.
Real interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a quick question on the AI.
Off of
AI, James.
Yeah, it's like there's some AI that's built off of all licensed images, where they license them beforehand, let the artist know exactly what they're going to be used for, and then they train them off of those. It's everything, anything goes out there just because they release the source code. Without that, you'd probably only have maybe a dozen different projects.
I'll tell you what, these AI things have saved me so much time on research. For example, I needed to know how deep is when you're going into a mine. What does the temperature start to do? Does it get warmer, cooler? How deep? How much? How hot? And what could have taken me like an hour and a half of digging through articles and videos, it gave me the answers and what the variations are. It would just save me so much time when trying to find information.
Quick question. Do you think AIs will decide to merge? I mean, they're all kind of connected on the internet, right? At some point, like one,
they're not smart.
They're not.
Yeah, they're not really AIs. They're more like
artificial intelligence. Let's put it that way. There's a reason why
when it gets to that point, when we get to the synchronicity of that point, that
so now we're talking theoretics. Moment. I don't know. Maybe.
Right.
Maybe the sky will fall way before that. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just a massive.
So we give it too much credit right now.
Yeah. There's also like I think an article came out basically saying that we're like near the peak of what we call AI is actually capable of, and it's because essentially what it's doing is it's mimicking human speech patterns with information
And it
it's
makes us
pulling off of its models, which most of it's like
right, and it makes us think that it's real, right? That's where
Yeah.
you get the Turing test, right? The Blade Runner.
no, we're way past the Turing test. We're past the Turing test. Turing test basically like, can you fool a human being? We're past that. We that's a year ago.
Wow.
That's a year ago.
Oh,
But
wow.
that doesn't mean it's just because you can fool a human does not mean that it can think like a human. Humans are dumbasses. All right. This thing is dumber than us. All right. Like
Right.
this is made up of all the comments of the internet. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
I just
Do
think
you
it's
think that
hilarious.
quantum computing mixed with supercomputers and
That's
AI
right.
will
That's
be the
Google's
next
AI.
step?
That's Google's AI meta because Google broke quantum computing. They got faster than quantum computing. I forgot what it was. It was some years ago, and they're using that on their meta AI. The problem is they're woke and they're late to the game, so they're on the slower side, though they are some of the cheaper AIs out there. Well, not necessarily cheaper.
Doesn't
I can say that it doesn't
IBM
run
have the 8-bit quantum computer or the 10-bit one?
I don't remember, but yeah.
I'm sure the US government, well, China has one too, right? We've got DARPA and the Pentagon.
Mhm.
Sure they've got one. We've never even heard of them.
Right.
The most advanced out of all of them, I'm sure, right?
X 2.0.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious how for so many years we'd watch sci-fi and we'd see like in Star Trek, hey computer, tell me this. Hey computer, do that. And people are like, oh, I can't wait till we're at the tech level where we can do that. Now that we have it, all those people are going, oh, don't use it. It's going to destroy us.
Here's actually a funny
Be
one.
careful what you wish for.
Here's a funny one that I've been hearing going around. It's like, we thought we'd make the smart machines so they could do all the hard labor so we could make the art and music. But it turns out hard labor is too much for them. So they're making the art and music and we're doing the labor.
We're doing the dishes.
Yeah. You know what would be funny is if you let an AI write an article. I haven't done this yet, but I need to try it. Choose a topic and then like get the top 3 AI to write an article and just mix their match up their answers and match up their mistakes. I'm gonna do that next. That's gonna be fun.
One thing I always
Sounds
thought was
fascinating.
interesting was when people like match up their phones and they have 2 AIs talking to each other.
Uh-huh.
Like it takes a few seconds before the 2 AIs realize they are 2 AIs talking to each other.
Oh yeah.
Then they switch into this weird computer language and they can like accelerate their speech and start planning our demise.
Supposedly, they can only get so far before they hit a loop of information and are just replying the same thing back and forth to each other and don't even realize it.
Well, it becomes Skynet at that point.
We're too entertaining.
No. See, this is everybody keeps saying Skynet. This is what I realized. I told Patrick this earlier the other day. AI is my slave.
Tell us more.
AI is my slave. I am the Terminator. I will terminate, and it will do it on my behalf.
Told you guys, you didn't believe me. James and his pugs are going to take over the world.
I don't have a
Saw
bug,
your
but
mom.
okay. I need to take my dog out for a walk soon. But you can be the Terminator too if you enslave AI instead of running from it.
I'm fascinated the way you think of using AI and how you're bending it to your will by the way you think about it, because it's not you're kind of thinking outside the box. Like other people just like, oh, I'll just do this, right? And then like they give up because they get stuck. But then you keep working around it and like feeding it different information and then moving to other AIs to make it fix that one and then merging the two and passing the info back and forth to make it do what you want. I find that fascinating.
Yeah, when you started like programming without, because James doesn't know how to program.
And not knowing how to program.
You
Yeah,
created
I was
like
fascinated by that.
He created what 2-3 programs now with just using AI and like basically like you'd hire a programmer, telling it what you need and then iterating until you got the results you were looking for, right?
Oh,
Well,
that's
what AI is
fascinating.
especially good at.
Wow.
Yeah.
AI is especially good at doing code.
Yeah, I've been impressed. It's been fun. I try to keep the programs minimal because what I've ran into is something that you've mentioned before, Frederic, is just like having a program that's been updated so much. It's just like giant, bulky, and you got to find your way through it. But AI, the way it functions is currently, at least what I've noticed, is if you're feeding it code, say I'm taking the code from one AI to the other, I can't necessarily expect it to take that code and start working on it. What it does is it takes the code and it has to rewrite the entire thing itself. And AI has all of them have like a daily quota or an hourly quota that you can use. And it's gotten to the point with some of the more like refined programs where if I'm updating it, I'm using like the entire day's worth of quota on that single update, and it may or may not function the way I need it to, because I showed them off a website. Yes, the last time we were here, and that program that the website was in, I went through over 60 different iterations of that, which means the AI rewrote the program over 60 different times.
To be fair, though, James, like if you give a program to a developer that was created by another developer, he too will recreate the whole thing from scratch because he knows how to better write it and how to use another language and such.
There you go.
Otter, you're a programmer. Have you started using AI to assist you in programming at all, or not?
To a certain degree, especially with smaller projects, it's very useful there. Because it's like if you've got an idea in your head, but you're not necessarily sure how you want to code it, you can just kind of like prompt chat GPT and it'll be like, oh yeah, just have this basic code layout. And I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't even have to think about that. I can literally just take it from there.
Crazy.
It is insane what you can do with it.
Soon you can even have it like play your video games for you as well.
Oh, we're already there.
Too bad we can't switch over to Wrangler's screen because he's playing a copy of one of the games that I made.
Oh, we could do that, right? Here we go. Poof. Oh, it looks like a marble game. A little. Yeah.
It's a marble game, and you can draw, and the lines you make will have collisions. So while he's drawing, whenever he drops a marble on it, if they hit him, it's going to have collision. And that's basically just a little time waster I made. Drop marbles, draw stuff.
Oh, it went through that.
Yeah, sometimes they go through. Like I said, all the games have little glitches. That one was trying to get the collision just right, but there's about like an 8 to 10% chance it's going to go through. But I tried it with like dozens of marbles. It's not like anything major. And another issue it had is the marbles, whenever they touch each other, and when they didn't explode, I set them to explode whenever two touch each other, because they would start to just wig out with the physics. And I'm not a coder. There's only so much I could do to fix anything. So I have to come up with ideas to get around them. And the idea was, instead of fixing the physics, which I don't even know how to program, get the marbles to just explode into little, pretty explosions instead when they touch each other. So that's my fix around that.
That is wild. And on that note, we're towards the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. So it's, you know what time it is? It's no, it's not the time Corey Barton wakes up. He's already up for 2 hours now. Incredible. But it is shill time.
Hit it! shit!
Oh, there they are. Look at these gorgeous sons of bitches.
Yeah, and we'll start today with our guest Chrissy. Chrissy, can you tell us where can we find? Because I know we have the actual links in the description for your Substack, and I know your campaign ended like yesterday or really like not so long ago for the
Sunday evening we closed our current campaign, but don't worry, we'll have another one up lickety split probably in the next 6 weeks for volume 26. But my name's Christy. I publish along with Scott McKenzie, Flip City Magazine. We are a comic satire magazine like Mad and Cracked was back in the day. While it does hurt my heart a tiny bit to hear so many people say they still miss Mad and National Lampoons and Cracked, it's only because they don't know that Flip City exists and they haven't checked it out yet.
That's right.
We're gonna spread the word.
Yeah. And I think somebody earlier tonight even said like, yeah, back when it was okay to be edgy in comedy, it's still okay to be edgy in comedy. You just don't, bend the knee to the cancel pigs. And that's what Flip City does. We throw shit and we don't care where it sticks or who gets upset about it. Just like comedy should be. So check it out. If you want to check it out before our next campaign, just go to flipcitymag.com. And Frederic, it was super great hanging out with you and your lovely panel, especially Sandwich Guy.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chrissy. It's great to have you on. We had a blast on the Commandos, and I was looking forward to have you on here as well. So,
thank you for bending your rules as well.
Yeah, so starting next week, we're going back to the No Girls Allowed. So don't get any ideas
until I come back.
Exactly,
and then it's bent again.
So yeah, hit us up next time.
We'll have to give her a bro card. We'll give you a bro card.
Ooh, give me a bro card. I'd love one.
Bro card is best card.
Yeah, so let us know next time you're starting your next campaign, Christy, and we'll have you on to promote it. That would be my pleasure. So thank you very much for being here. Let's go with Wrangler here. Wrangler, you seem to have your ad queued up or something.
Yeah, you can find my books on Amazon. You got Haley Star Bad Kitty and Bad Kitty Haley's World. Magic-fueled sci-fi adventure, appropriate for all ages. And also, you can follow me over on Substack, where you will... Oh, do I have the right thing? There we go. Where you can find a spin-off with artwork by our very own Frederic Guimont. And you can check out the effects of the books on the rest of the world as some detectives in L.A. try and figure out what's going on with an odd case.
Nice. Thank you, Wrangler. And Omer Glitch, where can the good people find you? Because you do a lot of art streams.
Lots of them. I'm all over the place. I'm on the interwebs. I live on the interwebs. I was molded by it. I was made by the web. I am the here's my character. Here's my character, Glitch. I've done some turnarounds. People have been wanting to draw them, get some fan art going of Glitch. So that'll be on my website at garciadesigns.com. But also, I'll try to post it to my YouTube and my YouTube posts. So that's my character. That's a comic I'm going to work on eventually. Well, I have a bunch of pages already for it. But my goal is to hit 1,000 YouTube subscribers before I start trying to do a possible crowdfunding for Glitch. But you can find me at Omer Glitch on the interwebs all over the place. Instagram, YouTube, X, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Rumble, Pill.net. Or just go to my website, garciadesigns.com. I do 2 shows weekly. One is on Monday nights called Monday Night Draws with Omer Glitch and my co-host Aaron Moses, the creator of The Opossum. And then I do a show, and that one's at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. And I do a show on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. That one's called The Hump Day Show. And that's a panel of a bunch of artists. So like, share, follow, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell so you get all the notifications when I go live or when any of the beautiful people on the panel go live as well. Do the same for them, please.
Is that the Taco Bell?
And it's not the Taco Bell. That's the YouTube bell.
He was being racist because you're Mexican.
Yes. I hadn't said enough.
Just make sure you deport me to Texas and not to Mexico because I'm from Texas.
You're going to get deported to the internet, Omer Glitch. That's your native home.
Oh, yes. I love that. I love it. To deport me to the internet. But also don't forget to check out my chatterbait.com site under Hentai Honey Buns 2 because Hentai Honey Buns 1 is John Malin, but 2 is Omer Glitch. And I have plenty of feet pic for you over there if you'd like to see those.
It's all about the feet pic. Thank you, Omer. And Lord Otter, who's almost done with his book, I believe, right? You're in the final stages.
Yeah, so Alyssa Hazel has given me a few bit of proofreading notes to go over just for final bits of polish.
Oh, are we going to get her on the show eventually? Yeah, that would be a nice
I mean, from what I know, she's up for it. So, yeah, we can definitely try and arrange it with her.
We'll get in touch
she
and
would be
see.
up for it.
That would be nice. We'll have to break our No Girls Allowed rule again, though.
That is true.
I literally just got jealous of a woman I don't know.
See, this is trouble already.
Look at it this way, Christy. You blazed the trail for her to
Okay. I'll feel empowered then.
You're a trendsetter.
Sorry, Otter, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine. So yeah, the Shadow of Twin Moons is nearly done. Once I get a few, basically a final pass or two run over it to get those little changes fixed. And yeah, I've got a little bit of reformatting, but aside from that, I think it's going to be ready to go. I hate to delay it just a little bit, but you know, that's how all these things go.
It's got to be tip top, right?
It's got to be the best thing ever. It can't be anything less.
Great, wonderful. James, the Legal Lizard, aka AI Sandwich. Where can people find you and learn more about you?
Yes. Oh, I get a stomach ache. Where's that? Oh God, I'm going underneath metamorphosis. Oh God, I feel it. It's in my schnishkas. Give me a second. Okay, that's a little bit better. For a minute there, I thought I was gonna go metamorphosize on you, where I turn into a random one of my avatars.
I thought it was going to be the Pizza the Hut one.
Oh God! Yeah.
See,
I have pizzas.
I have foreseen it.
The ruler of the galaxy,
as big as mine,
and the true Terminator. And I also write on Substack short stories at worldwithoutendlore.substack.com, where I will shortly be releasing the 5th entry into my The Villain series, which is a cyberpunk world superhero v villain story that you're going to want to check out and follow. It is a thriller, it is a killer, and it's jam-packed with comedy. So find that at worldwithoutendlore.substack.com.
But do you come in stuffed crust?
I have to go ahead and talk to my producer about that.
Maybe thin and crispy?
Only in July every other year. It's a special at Pizza Hut.
There you go. And normally this is where I would ask BillyBobSac if he had any links to promote, and he would say no. But even if he's here or not, he would say he has nothing to promote. But his YouTube channel is still in the description, and we're going to do an art stream on Friday. So subscribe to his channel to check that out. We're going to have a bunch of creative artists, and we're going to draw some fun stuff. So do check that out. And as for myself, I make comics.com, ratelcomic.com if you want to follow the making of my superhero comic that's all around a superhero who's also a Bitcoiner. So do check that out. I'm also on Comics Commandos.
Yay.
There we go. Sorry, I got a little possessed by Patrick's zest from the Commandos. But
great show.
It's a fun show. Check it out tomorrow on PQ Vox's channel. Get that wire off there. And it's exciting. And I also have some spontaneous Bitcoin show that I just started called the Bullish Bullpen. So we'll have Omer Glitch on the next one. We'll have to sync up something, Omer, so you make sure you're on there. Speaking of which, here is our ad for our sponsor, Bitcoin.
It's a fucking scam, mate. It's the biggest fucking scam I've seen in my fucking life. And if I was Satoshi Nakamoto, just like all the other coins, my aim would be get as much of this money and get this fake money in the hands of the world's young, hopeful men. Get them to pay me their real money. You'd be thinking, all you would be thinking is, how can I advertise this? How can I get it out? And I know people will turn around and say,
He hasn't sold it. Well, it's very easy to fucking short sell it. Because you can look at his account and he hasn't sold it. Short sell it.
You're fucking idiot.
So good.
This needs to stop now.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching to the end. Thanks to the wonderful panel. This was an incredible show. I'm thrilled to have you all tonight, and we'll see you next week. So, au revoir.
I love that that Bitcoin outro, man. That's awesome.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. Good night and God bless, everybody.
Goodbye.
God bless.
Playing the video, not playing. Play the Sabrina. Yeah, it played. Oh shit! I'm not seeing it. Sorry about that. Let's play it through. I'm just not seeing it on my. See, that's StreamYard. StreamYard's you double the cost.
It's lagging,
but you're cutting all the features. So let's play it out properly, and then we can out the stream. Thank you very much.
Yay.
Yay.
The sun has gone to bed, and so must I. So long, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. 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 Goodbye.
Hello, Bitcoiners. Thank you very much. Hello. It's good to be with you. It's good to be with you.